alternatives.
Basically, I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I said a bunch of words there, though.
Yeah, I'll admit, I don't know. It has something to do with stocks, but I really don't know. The last thing
they sounded good together, though. All those.
Oh, for real? I mean, it sounds legit. I'd buy it. I'd probably invest in it. Last thing to do with the COVID-19 actions and business outlook, management continues to believe the company's growth prospects remain strong and that WWE is well positioned to take full advantage of the changing media landscape and increasing value of live sports rights over the long term.
Rey Mysterio's eye was a liquid asset. They saved $5.8 million by removing it.
I think so, you know. I mean, you could easily just ask PCO about that. He'll tell you. He'll tell you.
Despite new regulations being updated in the state of Florida due to COVID-19, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported how there's a belief that WWE can't be shut down in Florida due to Linda McMahon's Super PAC. That's X-Pac, right? She's got a giant robotic X-Pac.
She's got a giant Sean Waltman just ready to X-Factor anybody
full
who gets
of yeast
in her way.
infection, just stuffed with it. But that Super PAC is pledging to spend $18.5 million in the Sunshine State for Donald Trump's 2020 re-election campaign, and due to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis being loyal to Trump. It is also noted by a source in the situation via The Observer that WWE Chairman and CEO Vince McMahon has DeSantis by the balls.
Yes,
baby.
he does.
It's no secret that DeSantis wants WrestleMania to return to Florida once sports leagues are able to resume somewhat regular operations with fans.
She's basically holding him hostage.
Florida's going to be the killing lands. Like, they're just going to send us there to die of COVID.
Why don't we
They're going to
just
call your number, you're going to get drafted, and you have to go watch a wrestling show.
We really should just blast it and get it off of the entire United States, you know?
I know, California's the one that's got to fall off. Why?
Yeah, no, we want to get rid of Florida. We don't need it. But it's true. I mean, it's true. There's a huge political advantage that Vince McMahon has as to how his business is run, and that's excuse me for using this phrase, but that's mafioso.
It is.
Truly.
And Trumpy's in Vince's mafia.
Oh, 100%. Or vice versa. Either way.
Yeah. Either way. I'm sure they both think they're the Don. Don's like, my name
of
is
course.
Donald.
That's great.
I love it.
Oh, Pasty. Thursday, Progress Pro Wrestling released some thorough guidelines on its website due to the speaking out movement that shook up the world of professional wrestling. But no greater part of the world felt its reverberance more than the United Kingdom. So providing fans with an open book to look at several of their new policies that are going to be implemented moving forward, Progress Pro Wrestling put out these documents, including a manifesto, policies for safeguarding, whistleblowing, and for the audience. They also include a code of conduct for its staff and talent. Among other news, the announcement does make clear that John Briley is now the sole owner of the promotion. Now, there is a huge manifesto that's been put out for this. We can't read it all here. It would just take all day. It would be boring, and nobody would want to listen to it. So feel free to go online and just look it up, Progress Pro Wrestling Manifesto. It's going to pop right up for you.
There's be a good toilet read, though.
Yeah, go and skim through it if nothing else. It is good that they're doing this, though, because, of course, as we mentioned, not only has the wrestling world been hit by this, but the UK market so much.
Oh, yeah.
And it's good to see that Progress is actually making, excuse the pun, progress in adapting to these times.
Yes, indeed. PW Insider is reporting United States District Court of the Middle District of Tennessee Chief Judge Waverly D. Crenshaw Jr. officially declared a mistrial in the Jeff Jarrett and Global Wrestling Entertainment versus Anthem Wrestling lawsuit.
God, that's a lot to put in there, buddy.
Woo. It is. Anthem is the parent company of Impact Wrestling, of course. Anthem had filed for a mistrial earlier this week after the jury found them liable. The company claims that Jeff Jarrett's attorney had prejudiced the jury by noting them that Anthem's Ed Nordholm was not present on July 20th for the court proceedings. Anthem also claims they brought up numbers during the liabilities portion of the closed arguments, even when it was stressed by the court that those were to be left for discussion when it was time to cover the potential damages. The original verdict has been vacated, and the jury has been dismissed. Why beat on the court?
Can I say I'm just glad that Jeff Jarrett didn't win this against Anthem?
Yep.
I don't know anything about the business involved between the two, but I'm still voting for Anthem over Jeff Jarrett. I'm sorry.
I mean, he went back to WWE. Fuck
yeah.
Fuck him, right?
Yeah.
Sell your gold to Vince McMahon. Buy his gold, I guess. I know you got some old belts laying around here, Vince.
Pasty, over the last few weeks, AEW has handedly beaten NXT in key rating demographics. Although the two are pretty even overall, dating back to the start of the Wednesday Night Wars. They've been trading wins left and right over the complete ratings. Well, Alfred Kanua, wrestling analyst to Forbes.com, was asked how serious a threat AEW is to WWE when he joined the Wrestling Inc. Daily podcast this week. He said, quote, "I'll tell you what, anybody who's not taking AEW seriously as a threat to WWE, whenever that question is posed, people look at that and say, oh, they could never replace WWE. They've been around for 50 years. Yeah, brand recognition is one thing. But if you want to talk about here and now in the year 2020, AEW absolutely is a threat. And I'll tell you why. It's because the 18 to 49 demographic that AEW has absolutely overachieved, stated Kanau. He then added that with AEW's success with the target demo, networks like USA may take a look at them when their and WWE's contracts come up for renewal.
Yes, indeed.
So a lot of speculation, not necessarily news, but I think it's worth noting.
I do have a bit of an in-depth look at this week's ratings coming up a little bit later in the show.
I like that, Pasty.
Yes,
I like that.
We will get to that soon. Miroslav Barnyashev, the former Rusev, has been banned from Twitch.
Oh no!
Rusev recently launched his Twitch account for streaming and interacting with fans, but now the page gives the following message. Sorry, unless you've got a time machine, that content is unavailable. It's assumed Rusev's account was suspended after he and Lana were filming near a pool with Lana wearing a bikini. This may have violated the strict Twitch community guidelines for nudity and attire, which includes swimwear.
Come on. Come on.
Come on. It's okay,
Wow.
Rusev. We'll watch you on YouTube.
That's just something else.
Mm-hmm.
But if you want to talk about something else, I got something that's something else. And that is the fact that Carl Anderson and Doc Gallows announced their upcoming event, Talkin' Shop-A-Mania, Pasty, on August 1st, 2020 at 9 p.m. Eastern. And its theme will be wrestling's greatest parody event, which already just has me salivating. I can't wait.
Excellent.
Some matches already announced are a boner yard match. Not a boneyard match, but a boner yard match. And the social distancing battle royal, which I cannot wait to see how
That's
social
amazing.
distancing Battle Royal works. Appearances will be made by Carl Anderson, Doc Gallows, Rocky Romero, Chico El Luchador, Sex Ferguson, Chad Too Bad, Heath Miller, Brian Myers, Chavo Guerrero, Alex Kozlov, Mike Bennett, Maria Kanellis Bennett, Robert Gibson, Ricky Morton, David Penzer, D'Lo Brown, Rhino, Willie Mack, Johnny Swinger, Swoggle, Scott Diamore, Teddy Long, Mike Knox, Lodi, Sick Boy, Big Reese, Chris Blatton, Ken Beckner, Tyson Dean, Jeff Lewis Neal, Paul Lee, Francisco Chiazzo, George North, and more. And anybody listening to this who would love to watch this can purchase access for the event for only $14.99 on
God damn.
Fight TV.
For that
Again,
price, I'll buy it 3 times.
Yeah, August 1st at 9 p.m. This sounds like it's going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun.
August 1st, that's tomorrow if you're listening live.
Going to be a whole hell of a lot of fun.
Woo, woo, woo. Sounds like fun. I'm excited. So, source that was at AEW's Dynamite tapings this week reported that Eric Bischoff will make his debut for the company as a moderator for a debate between Chris Jericho and Orange Cassidy on Wednesday's Dynamite. There is no confirmation yet that Bischoff will continue to do business with AEW, but that would make sense. In a recent 83 Weeks interview with Tony Khan, Khan was definitely buttering him up with praise, saying there would be no AEW without WCW, and there would be no wrestling on TNT without Eric Bischoff. Wasn't wrestling on TV before Eric Bischoff?
Actually, WWE was on Turner broadcasting before Eric Bischoff, to be honest. Not TNT, but on Turner for sure.
It's some good ass kissing on Tony Khan's part, though.
Oh, I listened to it, and I got to be honest, I didn't like it because it was literally two guys sucking each other's cocks. Like,
so they
Eric's
do a
usually
video, and you would have been all for it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd have loved that. See, I want to see him finish. But it's like Eric. I don't know Tony Khan. I haven't heard a lot about Tony Khan, but Eric usually isn't one to really jerk somebody off. But I was listening to it, and I got halfway through it when I stopped because they were both just sucking each other's dicks so hard. And I was like, this isn't even fun anymore. Like, I wanted to hear them, ask about things or call each other out or ask certain questions or this or that. And it was like, it was a dick sucking contest, and I didn't enjoy it. I'm going to be honest, and I love 83 Weeks. The last one they did was an Ask Eric Anything, and it was a very good one, but yeah, that one was difficult because both of them you could tell, going into it, I could tell, okay, they're going to do something with Eric now, because this is basically just, this is just them setting up an angle. This is an angle.
Eric's probably going to wind up as Tony's second, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was completely an angle. It wasn't a good show, but it's not going to hurt them to have Eric Bischoff on their show at least on an on-air talent. I don't think as a backstage talent either. I think he would be useful, but for sure as an on-air talent, he's definitely useful.
Yeah. I'm intrigued to see where that goes, for sure.
But of course, Pasty, now you can't talk WCW and TNT without talking about ratings wars. And in this new era, AEW seems to be taking the lead, as this week's episode saw 773,000 viewers for AEW compared to NXT's 707,000 viewers. And Dynamite almost doubled viewers in the key demographic for 18 to 40, as they were talking about earlier. So they're continuing to keep the lead in the demographic for sure. They're trading wins back and forth in the overall, but the demographic of 18 to 40, AEW keeps a strong hold on that.
So is it children or really old people watching WWE?
I think it's children, and I think that's what WWE markets towards. You know what I mean?
Well, then they should go back to Saturday morning wrestling, right?
Well, aren't they? Basically.
Yeah, but I mean literally.
Well, no, because they got a good time slot where they're at. But I mean,
kids don't watch cartoons Saturday.
The majority of the majority of the stuff they sell, they're action figures, they're plush dolls, they're video games, they're Now they got phone apps, you know. They're not wrong. I mean, you know, they say 18 to 40 is the key demographic, and it kind of still is for advertisers. But I think in this changing world, I don't know that that's true, that that's the best for advertisers, because I almost think, at least you might know too, as a parent of kids who are under 18, I spend